Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is part 2 of my, what am I going to title this? I'm not quite sure yet, but it's all about my favorite drugstore products. Part 1, if you'll remember, was my foundation, complexion, skincare products. And this video is all about blush, shadows, other fun makeup, like the fun stuff about makeup, okay? All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for the most part, all the products that I'm going to share with you guys are products that I've been using for quite some time. I do have a couple of products that are really new, as in the last 2 to 3 weeks, but they are already favorites. Like, I knew after the first application that these were products I was going to love and use all the time. So let's get started. I don't even know where to start. Let me start with like the face products, so blush and bronzer. This is going to become no surprise to you guys, but the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is clearly a favorite of mine. You guys have heard about this for quite a while. It smells amazing. It's like the perfect natural shade of bronze. I wear this, I would say, half the week. On the days where I don't want to go like full glam and I just want a very soft kind of bronzed skin, this is a perfect shade for me. This is just the bronzer is the name of it. I don't know if it comes in other colors, but mine just says bronzer on the back. Probably my favorite drugstore bronzer that I have tried. Fantastic, clearly. I don't know if I have a single product that has hit pan this deep. Okay, so let's talk about the Butter Blush. This is one of the new products that I recently picked up. This is the shade Vintage Rouge, and I recently talked about this. This blush is beautiful. It also has that coconut smell. It smells like vacation. It smells like the beach. I just love that smell. This is a really good everyday blush. They had a few different shades, and I don't know why it took me so long to try this. I think because when I looked at it, I thought it was going to be too soft or too light for me because I like a little bit more color on my cheeks, but it's actually pretty pigmented, and paired with a good bronzer, it's like just the right amount of color. It is kind of like a peachy pink, I would say. It leans a little bit more peach, but not real coral or not real orange, not real bright pink either, and it's not too rosy. It's kind of a good balance between a peachy pink. It has a very like natural satin finish, so it doesn't have any shine or like shimmer to it, but it does have a little bit of a sheen, if that makes sense. Now on to a blush that has been a favorite of mine for a long time, and you guys have heard all about it. It is the Milani Luminoso blush. It's the blush that I have on today. This is a beautiful peachy shimmery blush. Not overly shimmery, not overly shimmery. It just gives you a really pretty kind of glow from within. The light hits the shimmer in all the right places, and it just reflects like the perfect amount of light. Very soft and pretty. It's pretty peachy. It's a perfect shade for summer. If you guys have not tried this blush, I don't know what you're waiting for. You gotta try it. Okay, so let's move on to eyes. I don't have a ton of eyeshadows from the drugstore. I think I need to remedy that, so let me know what palettes are a must from the drugstore that I have to pick up. But the ones that I do have, I do really enjoy. I have 2 palettes by Milani. These are the Everyday Eyeshadow Collection palettes, and they're just these small little palettes here. I have this one, which is Must Have Naturals, 01 Must Have Naturals, more cool tone neutrals. And then I have this one here, which is Bare Necessities. And these are a little warmer. You've got a really pretty shimmery bronze there. I think these are really great quality from the drugstore. I wouldn't say that these are like knock your socks off quality, but for the drugstore, they're really great. They're great for traveling. This is a palette that I feel confident enough that I can achieve a really pretty, even look from, that I would throw this in my travel bag. They have other shades, but of course I'm a neutrals girl, so of course I grabbed the 2 neutrals. Now these eyeshadows are knock your socks off quality, in my opinion. They're the L'Oreal Infallible Metallic Paints is what they're called, or Infallible Paints Metallic. And I have the shades, I have 2 different shades. What is this one here? I always have a hard time finding the name. Brass Knuckles. Okay, this is Brass Knuckles. Look at this, you guys. Do you see that? That is like, I mean, well, it's hard to tell because it's kind of close to my skin tone with a light reflection, but these are really beautiful, very high quality. These are by L'Oreal, and this one is, I think, called Cage, like that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, so pretty. These are fantastic. I wish they would extend the line and come out with a lot more broader range of shadows, but the Infallible Paints Metallics by L'Oreal are fantastic. Love them. Okay, I want to move on to lips because I just want to kind of bounce around here. So for lips, I have 4 different products. The first one I want to talk about is a recent discovery. It is the L'Oreal Color Riche Shine Lipsticks. These are amazing, you guys. I mean, I put these next to Dior for me, and I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. They are so, so nice. I got 2 of them, and I can't find the other one that I have, but it's a little bit more of a kind of peachy neutral. This one's a little brighter pink. It's called Glazed Pink. Let me show you, because I actually like what I have on, so I don't want to put it on top of it. So these are pretty buildable. At first, they don't go on like with a ton of color. They're a little bit more sheer, but you can build them to get more color. So that's after kind of building it. Let me show you what it looks like with one swipe. So that's with one swipe, and then with building, you can clearly see that there's quite a variation between the two. Very hydrating though. Feels so good on the lips. They have quite a bit of a shine, so they kind of almost look like a gloss, but they're not thick at all. They just feel incredible on the lips. The other color that I have, oh, I wish I could find that. I'll link it down below for you guys. I think it's downstairs in my purse. I really have been enjoying that one. I've been wearing that one a lot, and I feel like it has a little bit more color than this one. This one's a little bit brighter of a pink, but these are a great formula of lipsticks. So the next is a lipstick by Rimmel, and it is their Moisture Renew, I think is the name of this line. I have the shade Let's Get Naked. I have it on my lips right now. I love this color. So this is more pigmented than the L'Oreal Color Riche, but it still feels very hydrating and glossy like the Color Riche does. It has a bit of shine, not quite as much as the L'Oreal, but still a nice sheen to the lips. The color I love. It's just a really nice nude peachy tone. I love this lipstick. I wear this all the time. Love it. This lipstick by Revlon I also really like. What is this called? So this is called HD Pink Cloud, but what is the formula of this lipstick? I'm not quite sure the formula of this, but it comes in this long little bullet here. Then it has this nice like flat angled edge to apply it on the lips really easily. This is, let me show you what this is. This also is a buildable lipstick. So after building it a couple of times, you get that color right there. Really pretty peachy color. If I were just to do one swipe, it's a lot more sheer. So that's one swipe, and then right next to it, is cabinet built. So you can see that you have some versatility there. Really good everyday color. These feel really nice on the lips. All 3 of these feel really, really good on the lips. This lip gloss is a newer purchase of mine. It's the Infallible 8-Hour Pro Gloss by L'Oreal. I have the shade Petal, and it's just pretty much a sheer iridescent topper. Like, it really doesn't have any color, but you can see that it has that really finely milled shimmer to it. So you put this on top of any lipstick and it's going to give a super glossy look, not only because the formula is a gloss, but because it has that really refined shimmer. That's going to reflect light, and it's going to make your lips look bigger, and it's going to make your lips look intensely glossy. But I really like this. Like I said, you can top it over any lipstick. It's so sheer that it'll literally work over any color that you have, or you can wear it alone if you just want your lips to look very glossy and clear and big. Okay, so we're going to move back to eyes. I don't have shadows, but I have 2 eyeshadow primers. These are not going to be a surprise to you. These are kind of what I use in all of my tutorials. The Revlon Color Stay eyeshadow primer and the Milani eyeshadow primer. These 2 are equally as good. They are fantastic. I use them daily, pretty much whichever one is available. Like this morning, for example, I was looking for the Revlon and I couldn't find it because it was upstairs in my beauty room, and this one was downstairs in my bathroom. So that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping one upstairs, one downstairs, but they're equally as good. Fantastic eyeshadow primers. Really keep the eyeshadow on all day long. Keep it from creasing, and they both are pretty clear in color, which means they're not going to alter the color of your eyeshadow at all. If anything, it's just going to intensify the color of the shadow, but it's not going to change it at all. It has a slight tint. Both of them have a very slight tint to it, so if you have discoloration on the eyelid or darker eyelids, it'll slightly brighten it up, but it's not going to like cancel that out or cover it. So if you need something like that, you might want to find a eyeshadow primer that's in a pot that is almost more like a cream eyeshadow in the color of like a flesh tone. But these are fantastic, just everyday eyeshadow primers. All right, you guys, we still have quite a few products, so I'm going to go through these quickly. Mascara, hands down, without a doubt, L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara. I have lash extensions, so I don't really get to test a whole lot of mascaras, but when I was without lash extensions about a year ago, this is what got me through. This and the Chanel Volume are equally as good, but the Chanel Volume is like 3 times the cost. This is such a great mascara, you guys. lengthen, but it's more of a volumizing mascara. So this is going to give you really thick, full, fat lashes, but it's going to give you some good length too. I use this on my lower lashes, but again, I have lash extensions, so this is not a result of this, just to be clear. This eyeliner by Physicians Formula is no surprise. I think I use this in almost all of my videos. It is the Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Eyeliner and Serum. I'm not quite sure if it really actually helps your lashes grow, but it's a really easy liquid pen to work with. The applicator is soft enough so it's flexible and it's not too stiff. You don't want anything really stiff when you're trying to create a baby wing or when you're using a liquid liner, because it's just, you want it to have some flexibility to it so that it's easier to work with. And I like the intensity of this. It's not like the richest black liquid liner pen that I've ever tried, but it's rich enough and it stays in place. It doesn't transfer on my eyelid and it's easy to work with. So for me, those are the two most important things when I'm looking for a liquid pen eyeliner. Okay, lower lash liner or upper lash liner. I don't use black to line the lower part of my lashes. I use brown. And I've really been enjoying this pencil by Flower Beauty. It is their Vinyl Eyes Glossy Eyeliner. And this is the shade Bronzed Out. And it's pretty. It's just like a good kind of rich medium brown, but it has some gold flecks to it. I like this a lot because it's very soft, and so I can work with it quickly. I'll apply it, and then I'll grab an eyeshadow brush, like a really small one, to smudge it out or add a shadow on top of it. And if I do it quickly enough, it smudges really nicely, but it also stays in place. It doesn't smudge or, like, it doesn't transfer throughout the day, if that makes sense. And it's self-sharpening, which I like. Self-sharpening as in it's mechanical. You can't really get a really fine, sharp edge from it, but like I said, this is great ice for lower lashes. For my waterline, I have two eyeliners, or one's an eyeliner and one's actually a brow highlight. The eyeliner is by Maybelline, and it's their gel pencil in the shade, I believe it's just Nude. It's what I have on today. It's just a nice, like, peachy inner waterline, and it stays really well on my eyes. I know I get a lot of questions from people like, I'm looking for a good inner rim liner, but everything I have like fades on me and it doesn't stay in place. This one stays really well for me, and I like that it's not stark white. It's a good kind of warm, peachy white shade. Really like this a lot. The other is quite a bit more pink, and it's a little bit brighter, and it's the Wet n Wild Brow Highlighter Crayon. If you want a little bit more of an intense waterline line that's bright, this one's really nice. Let me show you the two compared to each other. So keep in mind, this is for brow, so it's going to be thicker, but it's very soft, so it doesn't hurt when you put it in your waterline. It doesn't, like, it goes on really easily. And this is the Maybelline. So you can see the two right there. You can see that the Wet n Wild is really pink, and this one's a little bit warmer, but these two are both really nice. For brows, this, what is it called? Brow Stylist Boost and Set Volumizing Brow Mascara from L'Oreal. This is a fantastic find, you guys. I use this every day. So for my brows, I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. It's like a thick kind of crayon pencil. And I fill them in, and then I go over it with this brow gel. I really like it a lot. The first thing I love about it is the tiny, tiny brush. It's just really great for getting exactly where you want it without getting in places that you don't want it. It is a very good volumizing brow gel. Like, it doesn't just set the brows in place, it gives them volume and makes it look more natural. So if you fill in your brows with a pencil and sometimes you feel like they look too drawn in, or you can tell they look like makeup, using this on top of it is just going to soften the look, make it look more hair-like, make it look more natural. And then last, I have two brushes that I have to share with you. I use this foundation brush pretty much, I don't know why I can't say brush. I use this foundation brush pretty much daily. It's the e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. I have a hard time saying that too. And I love it, you guys. And okay, I love it for a few reasons. It's soft and fluffy, so it just really does a great job of blending out the foundation fast. I like it because it's a little flat. The fibers are tapered, right? So it's flatter here and it comes to this tip. So it actually like fits on the face perfectly. Let me see if, I don't know if this is a good angle, but it just fits on the face perfectly. I'll kind of use it like this to bounce the product into the skin. Then when I feel like I've gotten the coverage that I want and I want to blend out the edges, then I'll use the tip of the brush to blend out the edges. It's like $5 or something ridiculous. I will say though that I can already tell I need a new one because this handle is starting to get a little wobbly. Just a little tip, when you wash your brushes, especially when you're washing, well, any brush, but especially like the cheaper brushes, don't submerge the whole handle in water because there is adhesive in here that keeps the like plant that keeps the handle glued to this. And if you get it wet, especially with hot water, it's gonna just break up that adhesive. So that's usually what happens when you have this issue right here. But I'm gonna have to buy a couple of these because I really like it. It's one of my favorite foundation brushes. For powder, I love this e.l.f. Total Face Brush. It's really big, really soft, really fluffy. I just like it for all over powder. It feels really great. It's really large and fluffy. So what that means in terms of application is that it's going to give a pretty sheer, soft application, right? It's not going to pick up a ton of product and apply too much. It's really going to just like softly set your foundation. So I really like this a lot. And again, this one is like $2 or something crazy. Maybe that's not right, but it's like under $5 if I remember correctly. Really great brush. Regardless of price, it's a really great brush. All right, you guys, that wraps up part 2 of this series. I will link the first video I did down below so you can check that out. This was a little more fun for me to film. I don't know why. I like talking more color makeup. Let me know if I talked about a product that you haven't tried that you're going to give a try. Let me know what your favorite drugstore products are down below. To be totally honest, a lot of these products I discovered thanks to you guys, because in the comment sections of some of my older videos, people were like, you have to try this Milani primer, you have to try this foundation, you have to try this, you have to try that. And I did, and I loved it. So I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing what you're loving. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I also want to mention, I'm going to leave my Instagram and Facebook and my Facebook group down below. If you guys aren't already following me on those channels, I hope that you will. I'm a little bit more active there than I am here on YouTube, and you get to kind of see a little bit more of my life. I also take a lot of feedback there, suggestions, requests, questions, so it's a great place for us to communicate. And then I have this fantastic Facebook group that is pretty recent, and this is more of a community for you guys, so I love it. We're having so much fun in there. Like, people are sharing their favorite products, they're asking questions and getting tons of feedback on their questions. So I will leave a link down below if you want to request to join that as well. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!